Blessings. So today I'm here to talk about Ehwaz, its mantra and its posture or movement. But before I do that, I wanted to share that. So Ehwaz was introduced to me through horsehair. So I made this little horsehair necklace, and I'm really happy about it. So I'll put the link on the video under the video to show you pictures of it. Anyhow, all right. So through reading and everything, I've come across two primary ways that the mantra has been shown. There's Thorson's, where he does the younger Futhark, which I'm not really cool about, just because with nowadays I actually will switch it around, and so that doesn't resonate with me. But Odison, and I'll put a link to the book that I got it from. I don't remember which one of his books it was, but he has it actually where you're standing and you just have your hands right in front, pretty much over your genitals, which is totally in resonance with the Ehwaz, anyways, with the fertility and that aspect that comes with the horse in the Nordic cultures. So that one's cool. I really like that one, but but in addition to that, I've come up with different ways, other ways that you can integrate that. The way that it was introduced to me, that how I actually became on this path towards Ehwaz, is that I was doing just regular yoga, and I ended up finding myself in this posture because I was using my elbows and my knees to actually work my back, opening the back and the chest and the legs and everything. It does a lot. But as I was in this posture, I actually came back into awareness of my body, because oftentimes when I do yoga, I'm just with the movements, with the stretches, and I'm just with the energy as it's flowing through the body. But sometimes I bring my awareness to what's going on around me, and as I did that, as I came into that space, I noticed that I was in Ehwaz. This was the posture. Even before I started to look into the way other people have done it, I found myself in this. So this became the way that I was doing it. This is the way that I like doing it. And then also, because I study a little bit of martial arts when I was a kid, horse stance, from the Taekwondo, that's where I learned it from, that tradition, where you get into horse stance, which of course then you're riding the horse. That's the idea of it, right? And then just throw that center in there and bring it down, bring that. So now you have again that posture, and this is a good one because it's it puts that pressure on, like in Raido, where it talks about in the poems, where it talks about the difficulties of the journey. And of course, that's on a horse. So here we are. We're coming now into it. For me, I was introduced to Raido, and it was like a way of me coming to truly see the path that I was on, and what I wanted to get from that. I'm on the path. Nothing's changing that, but how do I want to perceive the path? How do I want to be on it? What do I want to gain from that? When I became more conscious. And so then through a sequence of other runes, I come to Manaz, which is coming into our own. being true to ourselves. And now, I went through now these, which I posted those postures and stuff on another video. Now these came after Manas. For me, in a way, it became a recognition of just what needs are. What needs do we really need? To be alive. We need the body and a bunch of chemicals. There's a lot of things we need in order for things to come about. And now in Ehwaz, I find myself, I'm on my horse and I'm doing it. This is it. This is me doing it. These are these videos I share, the blogs that I share. This is just me sharing what I'm going through in my path and what I'm doing. And that's Ehwaz to me. All right, so let me get back to, where was I? So I found that we can do Ehwaz in many different ways. Like just when we're sitting in a chair, let's just imagine. Well, let me just get a chair. Let's see. Yeah. So just in a chair, once again, we can have this. We can create that. Right? We don't have to limit ourselves. We can do it laying down on our side. There's different things we can do. So, with the mantra, with the mantra, I'm coming from a place that I have no idea how to pronounce any of these runes. I'm just going based off of what I can find online and then just playing with the sounds until I come to a sense of resonance, like this feels right. And then I do it, and it's empowering, so I just do it my way. So forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I don't pretend to be Nordic or Viking or anything. I'm just me. I have German ancestry, and this is just what my path has brought to me. I'm on the runic path right now. It's part of who I am, and I'm checking it out, seeing what it is. So, in saying, from what I can find, there seems to be two prevalent sounds that I hear. There is the A, as in say. I hear that. It's a Esa. And then there's the E, like in equity. So it's Esa. So for me, it's like this sound that kind of makes a sine wave, shall we say? Right, like the M is a sine wave, basically. It's energy, moving energy, right? Energy comes through in waves, right? And then when we touch in with it, it becomes a particle. Particle that we can then utilize towards fulfilling and awakening and being empowered and, a lot of good stuff. So yeah, for me, I start with the equity sound. And then A as in say. And the thing with the mantra, the thing with intonation is you want to, if you pay attention, you could see that it's vibrating on and like heavier on one side or another because something's clogged or like I ate some bread. I always eat bread before I do these, so I'm always I don't know why I do that. I'm gonna stop that because it makes my throat dry out and then I get mucusy. Which is, that's a separate topic about paying attention to what we eat and consume. But what I'm trying to get at this moment is how when we do it, we try to adjust so that the vibration is coming from our center. Right? It's balanced. It's vibrating in both ears. The ear canals are open. So sometimes we have to adjust the body, sometimes we have to adjust our voice, just adjusting the inner ear muscles until we align with our center. Because from our center we radiate. Because if we're trying to come from out here into here, it's very draining. It's a fight. But if we're coming from within the center, then it's just flowing. It's just emanating, radiating. So we bring that mantra into our center as we do it. So, and then say, so that has come down, and now the way I find it coming back up is that as we start from A, it then moves into E, which I don't necessarily associate Ehwaz with E, that sound E. I mean, the letter it represents is E, but the sound that we vibrate at, which seems to be more the equity, the E, and then the A. But then I found, just in playing with it and feeling the energy flowing, I found that it was nice to bring that E back in. And it's not even a stretch because when you do A, it's just dances, it just flows right into E. It's not a struggle. So that made the sound wave for me when I do the mantra and the posture. Right? And the visual, as I am doing this, bringing this energy up and around, as I'm sitting here in this squat, pushing, my spine is extending, my neck is extending. I am the horse. Stretching. So as you do these postures, as you intone their sounds, feeling the energy as it flows all around. You not envision, it's not looking in the mind and imagining horse. It's not about thinking horse, remembering any experiences you might have had with horse. It's not any of that, which is good. Those are all good, and we do it. That's what we do to learn about. That's what we do as we learn about what each of these runes are, what they represent in our lives, how they've affected us. No, at that moment when we're vibrating that sound and we are in this posture, the horse's legs, and for males it would be, it would be our penis. For women, their yoni or their udders. And the back stretches. And you are horse. Vibrating horse within ourselves. Yeah, so there you go. That's what I'm working with. It's pretty cool. I really love the runes. They're so amazing. Because I come from a background of yoga and martial arts and just qigong. So as I've come into the runes and I've adopted, my Germanic traditions, not only the traditional, but the 20th century adepts. And through, I was introduced to them through Thorson, which is like, shout out, thanks, man. I really appreciate that you've introduced us, introduced me to these awesome adepts. So anyhow, I've been doing yoga. Why wouldn't I introduce Rune yoga? That is badass. And then of course now I'm like moving into Rune qigong, which is just, to me, it's more of a introducing movements and working with the energy. So it's not just a static, stable, charging postures, but it's also the movement of the energy and feeling the flow and how it affects our body and where it affects our body and what it's doing to help clear and empower our bodies, giving us strength and health and flexibility. So So yeah, I totally adopt that. And with the mantras, yeah, you know, I mean, there are sounds. There are sounds. That's pretty fucking amazing. And when you start to vibrate, it like affects our body in different ways and in different areas it resonates in. You know, some up here, some, you know, more internally, down in the gut, all around the body. You know, as you vibrate and just feel how it affects you, what it does. And at first, you know, certain thoughts and memories will come up too. Yeah. Be present with those. Pay attention. Gain something. Let it go. Until all there is just vibration. And then through that, everything. You become whatever. Because you're connected. So, yeah. So it's, you know, I'm sharing these things not only to help solidify my path and understandings, it's a means for me to do reflection. So I appreciate that part of it for sure. And then also, it's just what I want to do, just to share, because I see the impact my path and my life has done for people. I work in the mental health profession, and I see it. It's good, it's good. So, why wouldn't I want to share that? So here I am, that's part of my path. All right. Blessings.